Hello, you guys. This is your host, Shimon Wallace. Welcome back to another stream. You guys probably know this is a stream I'm doing. I know I haven't been doing stream in quite a while since the last time. Behind the scenes of what's going on with Hollywood, and I thought that we done with it. Though I done with it, sorry, not to be supposed to be. And I don't we all adored it until I actually seen a lot of stuff that you know friends of ours has been making about this, just complaining about good movies, good quality movies that we want to don't make anyway. We got good movies like the Nuns, like Wonder Woman, certain stuff like Power Rangers and all of that, but that would be the win. But anyhow, you guys new out here, please subscribe to my channel, social media. It will be in the link. And yeah, let's get started. So yeah, it's been a while. I haven't done streaming in a while. So yeah, Freddy Con's class. So what's going on? How's everybody doing today in the stream in this comments? Because and by the way, I want to shout out to him to get this information not for him, but for him too. Shout out to him because this is something we need to start discussing about again with Paramount, Warner Bros. I mean, I'm excited for them to merge up to not merge up. I mean, will be merged up. But I want to get this food before we get into that step. But I really started getting really PC. Really, what are my thoughts stories about this last week? Let's get to this first. Let's see. Yeah, Flighticon's classroom. Yeah, but what did I know about this? About let me pull this up so I can read it for you guys. Shout out to Normie, aka Garden Classroom, because I'm really got really pissed off about this whole situation. Like I was not happy about this whole situation. So, oh, here we go. Um, yeah. So eventually he would have said this: a culminating of U.S. state, including California and New York, is reportedly prepared a lawsuit to block Paramount's guidance pursues proposed 110 billion and 10 billion acquirement of Warner Brothers Discovery. And I was not happy with that. That is place what I expected because, like it's and now I hear about this Netflix again. Now we will eventually talk about this later, but first I want to be focused about this whole thing because it's my few friends' favorite and Sky, um, Sky, Listen, we'll basically talk about this with Sky and few other people. They vote for this a while back. And here's my thoughts about this whole thing. Like, I'm literally not happy with it. Let's see. In 37 days until Banking and Mayor Puerto Rico's announcement, so I say. So they move it over there to south to, I guess, north. Tammany. Yeah, back to the whole situation about Paramount, Warner Butter, about them trying to block a deal to against Paramount is very, very disappointed because next thing you wanted to do is messing up. Like you have like few friends, and I got to shout out to CS I got to sell it to wanted to sell it to CS the Raptor. Now I do use specs some of them. Well, almost half of that I had to disagree and really disclose on because of this. Because I said it a lot of times about this whole system waiting. Because what I've been watching to it was CW, no CS, the director, and shout out to him once again. You know, he does have a certain perks about this whole game with Netflix. And eventually we'll talk about this later on because of the whole fact. But I was talking about some part of that too, about them not caring about the electrical release. Like, are you for real serious? The next thing you wanted to do is vote for that. And I know they're lying too. I know that this company's lying too, because sometimes I don't trust them very much. I'm gonna be on it, and I said it like multiple times on it. Like I'm literally 100% against this with Netflix a while back, but I'm glad it didn't happen that time because Paramount has been trying to fight it, we said it multiple times. We know we've been talking about it, but there's something we still need to talk about because of what I've been hearing about this whole system reason, and because of the fact that I seen of this, and I'm gonna share the screen to you guys so you guys understand. Like it's really pissing me off every single fucking day. Um, on it's really pissed me off with this crap. Like every time, then I seen something, and then you got a lot of people complain about good movies like Super Mario, Mortal Kombat, Michael, and even He-Man. That we get into it. Like I just literally saw the movie. I know he had Dust of Bones. Now, let's not forget about the old one movie too, because this guy, I forgot what his name is, but I seen like almost few couple of his movies. He was a great actor, iconic actor of all times. Also, great friends with Sylvester Stallone, who's played Rocky, by the way. But this one with Dodds, Dolan, Driver, I can't pronounce the name. I had to search it, but here it is. Like, it's not that deep, but this is where we bond me very much because of what I've been hearing about is very disgracefully disappointed right now. And I've been hearing about this. Like, this is ridiculous. And I'm blaming these states too for not taking that serious and not letting them. Like, they should, like, you guys, like, these states, and I want to make this clear that sometimes we don't talk about politics, I know it either, but we still had to come some clear some parts of that too and make some clear of that too. But the point I'm trying to say is that these states that I'm literally blaming on, they're not taken seriously and not fed up with this, and you can think you can outlaw this, just like this other state. And I'm literally not happy with this. It's very stupid, and it's really ridiculous about this crap. Like I am so anxious about this. Like what the hell? It's a big deal. It's their Pongo right now. Like it's bullshit. Like the WB shareholders always agreed to Paramount, and they always agree with them. and I said it a while back. Now I know everybody's couldn't see us, the director, not once in there. Even though I sometimes I agree with him and sometimes I disagree with him. For the most part, well, all we wanted is this movie to be succeed, great comedy movie like it used to be. No politics. Like I said it a multiple damn times. We don't want politics with our franchise, and you want to force kids? Are you serious? But at least they're making it true for the Michael Jackson movie. But it's actually sweet, even though they're making it way some parts as well. But it actually makes sense, and it was actually true. And the reason why they're making this movie of how they know him because the way they didn't tell the complete story of how his father made any sense. And that's why I'm blaming these states too for not taking these damn seriously. And you want to outlaw to against Paramount Skydance? Like you don't realize that we in this world now that things are changed. And for me, like I went like theaters for 2 times. I haven't been in a while since the last time. First it's Mortal Kombat 2, and then yesterday I went over there with my mom. It's the Master of the Universe, the new movie. I was going to see, but I did see the 87 version one, and even though it's not that bad, but the plot of the stories and designer, but I do like the characters a lot, even though it does give sense. But I will get them credit for that too. But I will put this at A tier because since it's iconic, but because of this character, this actor, forgot his name. But all I'm saying is it could it definitely beat. All I'm saying is that I heard about Supergirl and this movie. It does beat. Well, for Mortal Kombat and Super Mario Galaxy, they actually make a lot of budget for the box office, like 100, like almost over $1 billion. Next thing you probably know, trillions bucks. I seen the Super Mario games on my phone, and then Michael Jackson, I we see that. But the problem is, with a lot of people keep complaining about this movie because it's constable. Of course it does, man. It's not even a woke movie. Like, I don't understand about so many gents' family, like the sisters and the daughter. Like, I gotta agree with DHR on this one for this too, because I really don't believe on one time of the bit. And people like Netflix wants to release the documentary of to make him look this man really bad. You know he's trying to protect the kids from the predators. And speaking of that, you know, in the Lord's work appearance, when we talk about some stuff, we weren't in class too about this whole situation. And that is actually true. I feel like people it's misunderstanding about Michael. Like the way that I knew it about him, the way that we all knew about this character like him. He only protect kids because of he is actually different than his father because Joe is the main reason why, and that is his stupid phone. Joseph Jackson, yeah, Joseph Jackson's the main reason you guys should be blaming on, not just Michael. And you guys think that the thing. Michael is iconic character of all times. Not the character, but iconic who plays Keenan and all, and he's the one who's the Kratos. Without him, we would have been there. This is the reason why that Michael Jackson will always be the greatest of all times too. And still listen to his minute when he played her. The iconic of Michael Jackson, man. The guy who's a legend. And rest in peace, by the way, Michael Jackson. Like Michael Jackson is the iconic favorite. He also created inspired by that to Kuwait to be became a popular son, and also Japan is actually the whole world, not only Japan but West of them. They actually love the pieces they screaming so much. Yeah, they're going crazy. Around the world, it's like broken records. The number one fan of all times, and a lot of people in this world nowadays don't even realize it. Almost half of them don't realize it because you want to make this man dirty. Like he haven't even done anything. But the Vespers or these people, especially the doctor, they want his money. Like I talked to this woman, the one of the staff the other day. They just want his money for his own money. And I just can't believe it myself. It's actually true. The doctor only want his money. He's not trying to help him, but they're just trying to really want this man's money. And it's very absolutely true because he's not trying to helping him to get his stuff for anything about it. You guys probably noticed why he's dying. They should have picked a good doctor, or he should have find go to a nice doctor or somebody who's really care for them that doesn't do greedy stuff. But the doctors, on the other hand, like who's trying to kill Michael Jackson, shame on them, and I kind of feel bad for him. That's the reason why. But back to the whole situation. The movie was actually great, but I really wish they would just didn't notice about Janet Jackson and the part that he was dancing. It was pretty always iconic, and he we would dance in the morning. But I gotta agree with him. It was better than it was, but we will give it. I would give this a 9.5. We would have seen some more. I really wish they would have never been caught. I wish we could did a comparison between the movie version and the real life version and real life of Michael Jackson movie. Now, end of the day, the king of pop of all times too for Michael Jackson. But the next thing we're gonna be talking about is the Super Mario Galaxy that a lot of people has been complaining about it so many damn times of it, and think that this movie is. I do really wish these people, and I'm not talking about all of them. I expect some of them, but it kind of makes sense because of they doing it for the game too. It's all came from adapters of the game, and then they added one character from Star Fox. for Super Mario. If you guys are a huge fan of Super Mario growing up, this is gonna be talking about because a lot of people has been complaining about this movie. It sucked. It's not. It's not supposed to be that way. It's supposed to be entertaining. It's supposed to be a good quality of this movie, not pushing on agendas or all that stuff. It's really disgusting and ridiculous right now. All they don't care about it. All they care about is to give us what we wanted. All we wanted is this movie to be succeed, make us a good box office, and we wanted a good character development. Anything to this movie, because now I feel like certain people, bad ones that don't know what they want. They want this to fail for this reasons, and we all know that the Griffiths and me and Disney Dino has been talking about in the podcast or his swing too. Like I get it in the cartoons, but at the end of the day, the movie will be the way it is, and it also makes a lot of money. Did I see it on there? Like I don't understand how I don't know how. Like I understand, I expect people opinions about it, but the half of it, but those are these people that I blame on the bad ones. I just don't understand about these Griffins that I hear. The bad people. The people who is the bad ones in general. Complain about this movie is garbage and it's not really good. Because they adapted from the game of 2007 or 6 of this game. Of the Super Mario Galaxy movie. And it's really to piss me the hell off about this whole situation when we see and hear about these people complaining about it, fans nowadays. Now, Rotten Tomato, I thought about this years ago, but now, I started realizing everything. But it's really pissed me off about this nowadays. That we could at least got something. So, yeah. But I do love the movie, even though it's been had some little issues, but at the same time, it was good so far. But I'll give them a lot of credit for that. And they actually did it a right thing, because, even though the game could have done that better, but at least the movie goes, yeah, it does make a box office right now. The character, the Moses with Mario and all of them, they actually stay entertaining it for the audience like us, instead of for them to force you into our throats to your agendas like that. And I'm glad they didn't do that discussing, didn't do politics in this movie. I mean, the good movies, good quality, stay entertaining it, no politics, no agendas on there. It stayed good quality, and they make this to be succeed. That is the reason why that our friends will be always be the greatest, because that's what we all wanted is our movies to be good, succeed, and stay focused on the characters, all that stuff. They need to focus on is for that. But Hollywood nowadays, I feel like every time you picking the wrong people with this disaster, They weighing on our ideas, but you picking the wrong people, especially the wrong writers, the wrong directors that doesn't know how to do right, and they're weighing on ideas. You're making this place looking so stupid right now, because that's why everybody could have done a movie better than you, including me. Because when I released my um, audience run, next thing you wanted to do is for me to be succeed. Like I want to be succeed like certain actors did that did really good. Support it. But back to the when we trying to point out. Sorry. Let me put this my shirt on really quick. Hold on, guys. Let me put my shirt on. Sorry, having in sleep right now. Oh shit. But I just don't understand what's going on with Hollywood nowadays. That we with added and dramatic that I hear that people complain about it about this that man. There's certain things and I blame it on, but I'm like I said, sometimes we don't sometimes I don't like to talk about politics to stay on entertaining it, but it's the fact that we hear that we get so tired of hearing it and we need to sometimes to end this and talk about it. Like certain parts that we need to discuss. Right, for real. Like certain states need to wake up and realize what he done. Like ridiculous, like regardless. Like they need to realize that Warner Brothers shareholders is already vote for yes to Paramount, man. We said it a while back. Like if you don't believe, you can just ask the shareholders. They can literally tell you that, and they already get them that too. And they're still buying that too. So, like I said, hopefully they got 1 or 2 months. Hopefully they will get it 1 or 2 months. Because again, it's a chemistry. It forgive me. Trying to pronounce it when it's but like I said, there are a chemistry between the two companies since then. Like there are history between these two companies. Like we're talking about a real film companies. And let me take you back from when Hollywood first started, when it used to be. But before that, the film makers was originally over there in New York, and they also stopped at that. So instead of that, they moved over there to West Coast when it was free over there that time. The first studio that you guys wanted to be talking about, don't know who is actually the first company, and that is Universal. Well, Comcast wasn't even since that it wasn't that too. We had to make they had to build certain stuff then. But Universal was first in 1912, alongside with Paramount. But I believe Paramount was actually second. But at the most part, there are ties too between Universal and Paramount. And I'm talking about history from way back before this. Universal is actually first studio. Then Paramount was actually second, but it also came out a couple months after. But they called it famous player or famous film player or company. And then later on, they renamed it to Paramount with Mountains. And then the third one is MGM, known as Guardian Pictures. Then one guy as it came by, and then another guy, then it combined it in 19 late 20 or early 20s, or how as you have preferred. But MGM was the third one. I know it, but MGM was actually the third company that came. First, it was Universal, then it was Paramount, then it was MGM. Now, why are you guys probably confused a little bit between Columbia and Warner Brothers? First, I was thought Columbia was first. Warner Brothers was first, then Columbia. But I'll say Warner Brothers is actually first a year after, because they the one who created it. I really wish it was a documentary of the studios how they all started movies, like they did with Disney and Walt Disney, how they started his own business from that. If they imagine if you could do it with Warner Brothers, history, how they all started the company, then it would be really, really cool. With four brothers started this company. So yeah. But yeah, Warner Brothers is actually the fourth. Then in Columbia, I don't know, it's Fox. Oh yeah. I don't know, it's Fox with King. Let me see. I didn't search about Fox Nest too, because 20th Century Fox. But yeah, this is iconic company that you guys should know. I'm trying to see. Oh, there we go. I'm sorry. No, it's actually three. Universal, Fox, Paramount, Warner, MGM, Warner Brothers, and Columbia. They actually were five. Hold on. Universal, Fox, Paramount, MGM, Warner Brothers, and Columbia. They were six iconic companies that came first before the rest of them. No joke. And then later on, New Line Studios is came next too, and 67, and that is seven in 1967. So it's seven, and then later on they also purchased by Warner Brothers, with Ted Turner. If you guys don't know what Ted Turner, who is actually quitting purchase MGM and New Line Cinema, and rest in peace, by the way, Ted Turner. Yeah, I heard a lot of stuff that he passed away, and that's very sad. I heard a lot of stuff that he passed away, and yeah, it's very sad. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I never get the chance to meet this guy. So yeah. It's kind of insane because he is also the greatest guy that everyone loves, but his legacy would always still be here. We see, yeah, Mortal Kombat 2. Yeah, a lot of people has been complaining about Mortal Kombat 2 because they want it referred all one. Now, you guys, I gotta understand, O one it did better, but the second movie in the 90s, it got very worse because what's going on behind the scenes. They could have at least done it a little bit better than I expected. But the problem is of this movie that why did not it was should have done that because of behind the scenes. And by the way, it's actually by New Line Cinema. And I used to have a VCR of that. First it was a DVD, then it was a VCR. Because this guy, I don't have it no more, but at least I going over there to see that. But it's kind of a shame that people is been, oh my god, I don't understand about it. Even though I expect almost half of them, but I want us really enjoying that too. Now it does has a little issues with that because the first movie didn't do so well. Even the latter at booming even a minute too. But he really fits that. Now Cone Corner is not the main is not the character of the games. He's actually the original character that somebody know. But you know, that's another thing that some of you guys don't know. That he is a original character that somebody Canadian did. But maybe somehow that the guy who plays that character will also play as Ken Sing, like the one whose abilities of inspired by Devilman. Special powers, special abilities. You know, and that's what I do kind of agree with them why they add this character over the Mortal Kombat because I did some research and look over the real why they put into it. First I thought it's interesting, then out of this, but it's kind of crazy that we are known as. But other than that, it does has a little issues, but it does wasn't. But it's really good support. But now, but still, at least they make a lot of money of this budget. The Japanese because they're starting doing a darn one. Hopefully, it does a lot better. Even though they did good on there, I will give them credit. But I really wish the 95 one would have done that too, and had ability powers too. Because the game they had powers, and they should have done that too. I still really wish. I don't know. Understand why the 90s couldn't have had that type of ability. Like Johnny should have had a green energy source ability powers. Weekon had fire powers. You know, hey, all right, give me a second, guys. I'll be right back. I'm back, guys. Yeah, I'm back, guys. So, yeah, I know there's background noises out there when I'm at. It's literally night when I'm at. But I guess we can stay a little bit longer. But back to this whole situation about this. Yeah, Mom and I seen him passing on the years, and now I did get a little bit followed there, but we don't know how daughter feels. But I will reveal it later on, probably tomorrow. I didn't get a chance to do it yesterday, so that is the reason why. The game's driving nuts. I don't know what's going on, but sorry, let me turn my music on. There we go. But yeah, then we got Michael, Super Mario Galaxy. Let's see, Mortal Kombat, and yeah, you do need to talk about the Master of the Universe. Yeah, like I was saying, yesterday, Mom and I really seen it. My mom and I really seen it. Even though it's bigger than it was, you know. And they could have done like dark. They would have preferred cheesy instead of doing dark. And it's kind of like modernist, but you know how it is. But at least they even bring it back for the most part. But you know, I respect both. I'm gonna be honest. But that's what we will be on do a sport on this. But I think I can tell you is good. But scary movie, since I do need to see that, even though it's been about 25 years or 21 years since they first started. I did not like the first scene of the movie of this, yeah, you know what I mean, of them getting sick. It's really disturbed my affection. They should at least write a different scene instead of doing that. And it haven't been done any for the past decades. 26 years. Oh yeah, it is 26 years. I forgot. Sorry, 26 years. Yeah, they actually with yeah, it's kind of crazy how the Wayne's Boys want to inspire by that and put them all together to make it funny instead of make this a little bit make it campy, making too dark. We don't know the other direct, but the series version of Scary Movie and Michael and other people, other shows, who directors will feel about this, seeing this. They probably some of them will probably go nice, and some of them will probably be okay with this, think it's funny. But it almost my money's up 300 and meet the sponsors, Fox and Warner Brothers. We don't know how they think about it too, but I've never seen this once. But the other stuff here, but back to the whole situation that we need to start doing a wank on is Hollywood. Like you couldn't even find people to make a better story point telling character dimension, action, comedy, and everything. You should have done it better. Like, and I'm talking about some bad general ones that doesn't know what they're doing, and it's just randomly runs into the people's throats. and it's really pissing us off, really, because of the fact that they losing so much money, and it went well instead of you make it succeed on making this really movie like better storytelling, character, instead of you asking people and did a lot of research of this, instead of you watching to it and just do your own thing and just make it. But instead, the movie got flawed because of this. Because they don't do right, you know. Because they don't do right. These people don't learn common sense. It's like freaking useless. They don't learn common sense. It's really pissed me off what Hollywood not doing this right night nowadays. It's not making these damn movies good and better. Now, don't get me wrong, half of these movies is actually doing good, but we talking about the bad ones, the people who's the Latin producers, bad the Latin, bad the producer. We're talking about some bad people who try to handle things in general, making these plans or friends looking bad because of this stuff that they didn't do the research, and you literally forcing people to do some stupid ass crap stuff. Like it's so ridiculous with the shoots. Like I don't even stand about this crap. People are done. Like and like I said about the Netflix documentary of Michael Jackson, man, he's really pissed people off. And this movie and it's bad enough that we all going to strike against them trying to buy Warner Bros. And they literally tell them a bunch of lies too that they will stay away because you know the DOJ will keep their eyes on them if they try to delay the strikes, and also they will get in trouble if they do. So that's a one for Netflix, and this goes for the people in few states about this, and this goes to the people in the few states who trying to sabotage and nucleize against Paramount buying Warner Brothers, and I don't understand why you forced them to sell their iconic networks with Nicktoons or Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network, because that's not what Ted Turner's wanted it to do. I don't think it's necessary for them to sell it, but it's not the company's fault. You know, it's all started with Dave Snoswood, and he's the main reason why that you told him no. But if it wasn't for David Sniswin or Snisler from the beginning, he would have done it better. Like I don't understand. My doings, my days is doing great so far. Right now I'm just really doing some really wank about this old sizzling about Hollywood. And those of you don't know it, I mean my friends and I have been talking about Hollywood for the past couple of months, even last year. And I'm glad like certain people to stand up against Hollywood, like Brad Pitt, Sylvester Kevin Hart, and Cliff. Like Hollywood is not doing good now like they used to. And now you got like a few people at this Grand Cartery that made some good movies like Super Mario, Mortal Kombat 2, um, He-Man, Michael, and all that few good movies called that we actually wanted. Now that is how you handle that. And even certain good movies too that you can still watch. That is how you can handle that. Take notes on it. And that's you should have taken notes on. That is how you handle that. They want knowledge back. They wanted the movies that we all remember before this thing got changed storylines and got really pissy about this too. And you want to put added agendas to certain franchises too. That is how you doing it too. This is how you handle that pretty well. But no, people want agendas for anything for making those votes. Now, let's be real with Netflix for this one, and once again, and I know we all very hates Netflix for this one, but let's just hear it out. Even though I appreciate it for certain stuff that they did, but at the same time, you know, same time for they did, we appreciate for they did with the Power Rangers franchise and good accent and all few tips they did. And this CEO and co-CEO lies about it. I'm gonna get that part in a minute. I mean, they did some parts of that too. Now, here's the negative part that they lie about. It's all even clear that he did some agendas and you lying. They DOJ over reveal, and we all seen it too that they lied because of this woman Susie. And you pushing agendas with instead of you. Not only that, but you're trying to get rid of the dealers that has been created in the first place. It's been there ever since 1876. The dealers has always been here for a long time. And I'm talking about film companies and everything. And it's very terrifying and terrible that they're trying to get rid of the stuff that has been created in the first place, like history. They're trying to erase history that has been created. The filmmakers, the movie dealers, all that. They trying to get rid of physical media. And movie fan and I've been having this really talk with movie fan a long way. We all know about it too, especially Netflix. And I'm glad that Paramount is trying to buy it too. But we all plan and just hope on and they're gonna buy it. But I'm gonna say this too, certain states who is actually in charge in the operation because of what they did. But this way is terrible. It's really terrible what they did. And it's really sucks nowadays that we had good movies, then turn out to be the bad one. Good and bad. But back in the days, always make good quality in your movie, but you don't give it to me. But now, we in this world and it got very good movies. You got good movies and bad movies. That we had a little issues with that. Now we do have like it and one that we disagree on and didn't like it that we had issues with. That is the reason why we don't trust his own innocent with this whole situation with that too. Now Star or the Morian, I can't pronounce the new Star Wars movies that everybody mentioned. Sometimes he actually doing good. I will give them a little credit for this. But in the most part they did is this movie is messed up. The plot of the stories is very cheesy and doesn't make any sense. This is the reason why George Lucas versions is actually doing better than the Disney version because they don't know how to do a Star Wars franchise. I love Star Wars. I haven't been in Star Wars since I was a kid. You know, but I think Warner Brothers could have done it better, or Universal should have done it better. Either Warner Brothers or Universal should have done it better. Any one of these two companies could have done it a lot better. They could have done it better than Disney does. Because ever since Brian Auger became a boss 20 something years ago, like 26 years, no, scratch that, 21 years ago, since he came in as as a CEO, it got, to the point to be good, but we didn't even realize anything because, it was different. And once we find a years weighing on, and this guy selling the stuff, that's what the whole situation got worse. All because of him ruining it. It got so bad ever since they bought Marvel, but it's not as bad than it has been today. Now, Star Wars, they got worse because ever since they bought Star Wars, instead of giving, instead of had them to Warner Brothers or Universal, it got worse too, and they would have done it a lot better. That's all I got to say. This is getting to the point about the states. It's getting way too worse about the states too. I'm really pissed about certain states. It's not doing right. And this ain't fair and not right at all. Let's be honest. Oh, dude, man. But anywho, I'm gonna say this right now to few states before we end this off because I really want to say this and make this swing for a long time and get this thought out of my head for a long time because these states, certain states that I see on there, the posts on there, it's really pisses me off. Like they had no rights to going after or for a lawsuit because for what? For damn dumb. It doesn't mean give them an excuse for one reason. Like it doesn't make an excuse. They had no idea they up against like Paramount because they're gonna find out once they get to it, and it's gonna make them realize they were wrong too. But Paramount is still gonna buy it too because people need in few states needs to realize anything, especially the head, the one who charged things, needs to be realized that too. They literally, and the only person you guys should be blaming it is Dave Snodswin. He's the one who messed up for the whole situation and not giving us big time and just sort of say yes. Yeah, I'm sorry, man, but it's very important. Had a little issue. I mean, a little bit too, but right now it's like we want to be focused on independent a lot of stuff right now. But all I'm saying is it's getting way too ridiculous that we seeing this important stuff of nowadays. Every now and then that I seen some stuff that my friend Norman is posting up on his channel, I had to start doing a wait this stream about this too. About this whole situation. Wait, what is going on with these people nowadays hating on that idea for Paramount buying Warner Brothers? I had no problem with that. You know, you didn't see certain like directors, good directors and actors. I think they're okay with it, but the bad ones, they want to go on strike against them because you want to be independent. It's never going to work. Like I said it multiple times, it's not the same. The only difference between Disney owning Fox and Paramount is owning Warner Brothers, including MGM, and that will be in a minute. It's they will literally we set it up, but not we set it up, but fixing a lot of things that they started when they did mistakes, and I think they would have done it a lot better. Even though they give us a lot of points and cares about that's a good release. So I think it's a tie between them. But again, the difference between them that with Fox owning Fox and Paramount owning Warner Brothers is that Paramount actually would have done a lot of good things that give us what we wanted. Like they did in Wi-Fi, give us crossovers, and they also focus on material, also focus on real entertaining stuff, and the games too. While Disney, you know, you gotta respect the Walt Disney, the one who created stuff with fairy tales, because he's the one who actually created it. I know it's the same thing, and the years changed by now. I know it's born for almost half of us. At the same time, we could have had something with dinosaurs and Power Rangers. Now they are really good at that time. In the 2000s, they really good. But now where was they? Now I used to thought about this too because I wanted to bring back the anniversary of that too. That time, I really want to talk to with the companies. With this whole situation. Plan out and I never get a chance to. I was doing this, so I trying to tell some friends about this whole thing we wanted to plan out. So yeah, but end of the day, like our friends and team and I will do a vote. You see what if the Swift will be finished, and once one of them will be completely finished right now. So yeah, so that is that. So yeah, that is it for this thing. Because I had to talk about this because it's been bothering me for like since yesterday, or just 2 days before. Like it's so ridiculous that I seen a lot of people's been talking about, and I'm seeing a lot of videos about this about Netflix and going. It's never going to happen, and they all know. We all knew that Paramount is going to buy, but Paramount is going to buy it because they've been working. Like I said, it's been a long time. It's been a history between these two because it's about real film companies that take care of that. They only picking them because they only chance they also can fix things more than Netflix do, and they had a lot of big budget and a lot of money. So that's the reason why they're picking it because they care about this. I said it multiple times that Paramount actually care about us. They never give us on us, even though I don't trust them one bit for a bit because I prefer MGM. But they the only one chance that we got. So that is all I gotta say for that because I feel like the state needs to apologize to the studio for not taking that serious and just let Paramount to buy Warner Brothers so they can fix the problem and just let certain actors get control like um the director from Rush Hour and the Friday franchise and few people. Let them get in control and just yeah. And I don't think it's a good idea for them to show. I think this should have come in differently. So yeah. Um but they still could keep it, the network. Like they can sing, could be Tubi or Universally. That's God don't mind to it. But anywho, thanks for listening. I want to give you a shout out to one of my friend, Freddie Garner Squad, Craftsman, and Jay. I want to shout out to this guy too. Shout out to the rest of you, because I know I haven't been making streams for quite a while, and just want to get my turn to own my hands and spoke out to truthfully about this. So yeah, we will eventually, if it does happen again, if I see something, we might have to, spoke about this once again because it does really piss a lot of people, including me too. So yeah, subscribe to my channel, social media. How do you guys know about this too? With few movies, even though I didn't get a chance to. But anywho, yeah, this is also behind the scenes with Hollywood. What's going on? We will continue this if it does really happen again. Seeing stuff about this. So like I said, hopefully that Paramount asks me buying it because we all plan somewhere. So yeah. So this is Small Ones. They call me Shamer, and catch you guys later on. And just remember, be strong, believe yourself, and prepare for battle. Catch you guys later on. Race.